You are listening and watching Off the Rails Wrestling, and we like to get dirty.
I mean, it's a bummer that it's Jey Uso wrestling for the title again, but to be honest with you, I think I don't want to see CM Punk win it because I'm kind of gearing for him to win at WrestleMania.
Or you think he'll end in a no contest because the Bronze will go interfere?
That's possible. They're doing the Jey Uso heel thing where he's becoming Roman Reigns, so they're really teasing some type of splinter between the Usos again, which I do not need another feud between those two.
Or do you think Jimmy joins the Vision?
Well, that would be a real curveball. And Paul Heyman, kind of there's some consistency in the bloodline, and then he could see him as kind of the leader of it, I guess. But Jey is just not a leader to me.
No, I could see Jey winning it, having the title, and him kind of turning on Jimmy, but then teams up with Roman at War Games, then turns at Roman. Then you have Roman versus Jey for WrestleMania.
At that, because they did a SummerSlam, a Jey and Roman, and it was a shitty match. So they could do that, I guess, what you're saying story-wise. I'm just not looking forward to more Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, bloodline stuff, to be honest with you.
Jey Uso matches suck.
I knew going into this that was probably going to be probably Jey Uso that was going to win this Battle Royal. Because really, if you look at it, who else is there? We know LA Knight ain't going to win shit.
He could have had fucking AJ Styles set him up for the title.
He won the tag team, so...
but that would have been a better match, AJ versus CM Punk.
It would have been, but I don't know. They just gave AJ kind of a big match with John Cena. I think Saturday night's main event for CM Punk getting crowned champion. I don't know. I'd like to see CM Punk get the big one at WrestleMania, but they could give it to him.
Yeah, I think they're going to give it to Jey. I agree. I think CM Punk, he's a much bigger wrestler than Jey, so he deserves it at WrestleMania.
Well, I want to see CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Because we know Drew...
Cody needs someone for Mania.
He needs something big for him this WrestleMania. But on the other hand, I don't know, maybe Cody Rhodes gets a big win. If you have CM Punk and Cody Rhodes going at it for the world title, and Cody Rhodes is the world champion or the WWE champion, and then you have CM Punk lose again, that would be kind of dumb too. Because you've been kind of having CM Punk getting beat and always screwed and losing the title, and then, having his hands on the title, then having it pulled from him. It would be poetic if he won that title in a big way and got to celebrate. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Seth getting hurt, I really like the fact that he got hurt. And I know that sounds like shitty to say, but I feel like that's actually freshened up the vision, because now we can focus on the big boss man, Bronson Reed, and Goldberg, Brock Lesnar 2.0, Braun Breaker. They get to be front and center. It kind of makes sense. Even them kind of this past Raw justifying what they did. I like that at least they tried to explain that. I was pretty good outside of the ending, the lame ending.
Yeah, my daughter hated the ending. She actually booed. You know what? I agree with this boo.
Nice.
You could tell everyone wanted Dirty Dom to win it. El Grande Americano had a better moment in it, and he wasn't really highlighted that much. But that just shows you, like, they continue to throw the world at Jey Uso. He just sucks.
I concur.
Yeah, but the problem if they turn him heel, all he has is his entrance, and if he's heel, they take that away. He can't fucking cut a promo, and his wrestling sucks.
But the thing is, doesn't matter with the way they do heels and baby faces. Look at Seth Rollins. He was supposed to be the biggest heel after WrestleMania, and they played his song, and people are still doing that, whoa. So he was still pandering to the crowd looking for cheers. So what does it matter? He'll still get the yeet, even if he was a heel.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he goes heel and people hate him, and then he just tanks his own career, and then we don't see him again. Fine with that.
Oh, I know, man. It's just it's just been too long. Everything run by them, the bloodline, has dominated the airways. They got some fresh people. You got Drew McIntyre, you got the Bronze, you got Stephanie Vickier, you got El Grande Americano. They love him in AAA, so highlight him more, man.
I like how they brought Nikki Bella back, and it just kind of made Stephanie start fucking up moves. Perfect. Anytime she steps in the ring, someone does something and all those injuries themselves.
Nikki Bella's awful.
I think she's going to be turning heel. She's being all buddy-buddy. It'll be a pretty quick heel turn.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. She's a natural heel. She doesn't work as a babyface. I don't buy it. And when she tries to be humble, she's not a humble person. Let her be who she is, a bitch. Do what you're good at. Here's the problem with Roxanne. I don't know if it's going to take a while for them to kind of rebuild her a little bit, because she's kind of there to take the loss. Like right now, it seems that her role is to get beat.
Yeah, it is.
So the problem is like, okay, now she had this match with Stephanie Vickier. For her to like throw her hand in the fire for a world title, it doesn't make sense, because she loses all the time in the tag matches and now in the single matches. So I think with Roxanne, what they should do with her is they should put her in the Intercontinental title hunt.
Yeah, give that to Maxine.
You do. You give it to Maxine, but then Roxanne takes it from her eventually.
So then Becky just goes home and looks after Seth.
Yeah. Because Becky could go after the world title, and that could also set up after Nikki Bella gets beat by Stephanie Vickier. Have Becky go after it, and then that kind of opens the door for the return of AJ Lee. I know, Matt, you don't really care for AJ Lee, but she's been off since Waterloo PLE, WrestlePalooza. I bet you I wouldn't be surprised if she's in the gym and practicing and all that, sharpening up there, because she probably knows that there was some slop. You know, she is better in the ring than that. I've seen clips of her wrestle and do stuff. She's got to be better than what we saw at WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, she can stay on the couch.
I like that it looks like she hasn't aged a day in 10 years.
Maxine Dupree, yeah, let's focus on her here. I'm really impressed with her this last little while. It looks like she's really improved in the ring, and she's getting a fan base behind her. Well, that's what I thought.
That was her hometown, though. Smoking hot blonde, long legs. Oof.
Yep.
The reverse worm, and then even Otis was there. So we had the Otis factor, Taziri or Tazelski or whatever his name is.
Tozawa? Close enough.
They should add like Tozawa or someone win the Battle Royale.
That's right.
Curveball.
Well, that's the thing, is if Jey Uso beats CM Punk for the title, that's his first opponent. Tozawa. Why not? And then he have Otis. Matt, you came up with a good idea. I really agree with you. I think they should get rid of SmackDown. I know they won't do it, but put the whole roster together. And the thing is, you don't have to worry about TV time, because they don't appear, like a lot of them appear in the backstage segments, but they don't even wrestle on the show. And you can keep it really fresh. You can have more matches, and this will work because I'm seeing it with NXT, with TNA. NXT has their roster, but they've been sprinkling in wrestlers from TNA that are wrestling. They're challenging for the title. They're swapping TNA titles with NXT titles, and it's actually keeping the show kind of fresh. So they could do this with like here. So then Stephanie Vickier has more people challenging for her title. So I think they need to eliminate some titles.
Yeah, I agree. And, I mean, you don't have to feature everyone every fucking week. Let some storylines stew a little bit, build stuff and build other people.
And each PLE is 8 matches, and then you bump it up with if it's SummerSlam or WrestleMania. But yeah, 8 matches per PLE. Calm down on some of their sponsorship. not really the sponsorship. It's more so the placating to the celebrities that are in the crowd. I really feel like they're wasting too much time in every show going, and also stop showing like helicopter or drone pics of the city every time they go to commercial, or especially in the PLE. I don't know how many shots they're doing. I don't need to see that. Let's do some backstage segments, interviews, pre-match interviews, and go to the matches. I think people, as far as viewership, people will get more into that. Let's just watch the talent in the ring. I don't care about all that extra stuff that it has nothing to do with the PLE.
Yeah, I think the B-roll is oversaturated, like you said. Showing the venue from the outside 10 times a night is just ridiculous. Every time they come from a commercial break, they're flying over top, and then they're using the drone on the inside, flying towards the ring, and it's just all about the cinematics. But really, you're just wasting time.
Because, like, if we go back to watch, like, old WrestleManias, all the way to WrestleMania 10, or even so, like, there's no wastage in the B-roll. It's leading up to the match, and the big matches, they may show the video package. But a lot of the kind of lower card stuff have the matches, whatever, 5-10 minutes, whatever. I don't need 30-minute, bore fests. Like the John Cena and AJ Styles was good. Like I didn't really have a problem with the runtime. It could have been like 5 minutes, 10 minutes shorter, but like I still enjoyed it. And you can highlight your stars. Like if you're trying to build like Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Roxanne, you need to kind of highlight them more on the PLEs and have them wrestle, especially the ones that are not strong on the mic, especially like the foreign exchange students.
Why don't we go back to WrestleMania 2 and do 2 venues at once? Why not try that again?
Wasn't that 3 venues?
Was it 3? It could have been
I think
3.
it was 3.
I think it was like New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles.
Okay, you're probably right. Yeah, so let's do that, like 3 venues on the same night, and you can that way everybody fucking wrestles.
Yeah, they can beat out by selling out 3 different arenas.
Yeah, and you could have one wrestler, put them in cities that are somewhat easy to get to by private jet, and have one wrestler sort of visit each venue throughout the whole night. So like, you could have, say, a wrestler, like say John Cena, start his night in LA, and I guess New York and Chicago would be too far. So you'd have to be like, not LA, it'd have to be a city close, like say New Jersey, New York, and Chicago. And you could start in New York, and then he would like make an appearance and then take off and then leave, but not tell anybody where he's going, and then just land into Chicago, make an appearance there, and then take off again. And, within about 3-4 hours, he could probably do it.
Probably always that would just be like an R-Truth segment. You'd be like, well, I'm here. I got to go take a shit. Then the cat, and then he's in Chicago.
Well,
I'll go to the bathroom. What happened?
it'd be funny.
Tag match. He goes, okay, I'll be right back. I have to go get something. He ends up in Chicago.
Yeah.
And so the other guy has to
was
wrestle.
a completely different match.
Oh, that'd be perfect. I don't know, man. I'm curious why they never revisited that 3 venues in one night. Because they did it.
Well, I mean, I guess Vince is like, maybe that's just too much.
Yeah, because I think it was a disaster, like, as far as, like, production. Pretty sure there was a nightmare for them, and so
You would think it would be a lot easier today.
Because, look, they did AAA, though they had the earlier show where Stephanie Vaquer wrestled twice at the Money in the Bank. Probably the best way to do that is if you held it in the same city, but you had it at a different venue, like a different arena. It would probably be the easiest to do it, but that would be kind of cool where, like, there are close areas where he could jump on a chartered plane or like a jet and he could fly there. It'd only take like 40 minutes or something. So, like, say John Cena could like start the first match and then he could come and wrestle in like the last match. Like, there'd be something they could kind of do with that. I don't know, but
You like the R-Truth bathroom. That would be cool.
yeah,
I like that.
because I am enjoying the U.S. Open Challenge. Like, I thought that was cool seeing Ilya Dragunov, not Eli, but Dragunov coming back. Ilya. Yeah, I know I always butcher names. I enjoyed that match, and I think he's kind of a much needed, intense wrestler that can wrestle week in and week out on SmackDown. And like, it's, I know he just returned, so people were kind of cheering for him. But if this is indication, I'm hoping he can build from this.
He's fun to watch.
I know all three of us are not really Sami Zayn, but to be honest with you, that open challenge has been pretty good. He has been putting on pretty good matches. As much as I don't care.
They're the best matches I've seen him have. I mean, he still is the same tired gimmick where he's always looks tired, beat up, and against the rope, and it's that sloppy kick to finish.
5 minutes in the match, and he's hunched over the ropes, and his hair's a mess.
Yeah, just trying to muster enough strength to do his haluva kick.
Yeah, I think he should talk to Jey Uso and figure out how he keeps his breath from, spending about 10 minutes yeeting his way to the ring.
You know what is such blasphemy that Jey Uso does is, and you know how The Rock, when he's punching people and he'd spit into his hand, spit into the people's hand before he layeth the smack of down. I hate when he does that, where he's punching them, the phony punches, and he spits, and he usually always misses his hand anyways. And then he goes for the punch. I just can't stand that. It just drives me crazy. I want to throw something at the TV. I mean, I don't know. Get Jey. Seth Rollins is off, and I hope he's gone for at least 18 months. No more Seth Rollins. Things have gotten better without Seth Rollins.
You guys are wrong. Seth Rollins made it. It's no longer Monday Night Rollins.
No, it's not. Thank fucking God.
Man, hey, I think they're, I don't know if you guys will agree with me on this one, but I think they're kind of teasing Becky Lynch joining with Paul Heyman, where she's kind of the wife that betrays Seth, because this would be like vintage, like Vince McMahon, where like he was like having an affair on his wife, story wise, like we know he probably for real, but he was like like going after her and calling her a bitch, wanting a divorce. So they could maybe do a storyline where Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are having a divorce, or they're feuding with each other, separated, and then in real life they get separated due to the storyline.
I don't know. I think they could do something better.
Yeah,
that doesn't
sure.
seem that interesting. I mean, Becky Lynch, fuck. Take the title off her and have her disappear.
Oh, for sure. I want to see her gone too. That's why Maxine Dupree maybe will get the win. But I got the feeling that Maxine's got 2 wins over her. That the third one, Becky's gonna beat her.
Hopefully not. I mean, Becky had that squash match with her a couple months ago. Then Maxine came and won that ring out. She almost won on Raw.
Because you could have Ivy Nile, get her back on TV and give her a little run for the Intercontinental. Have her go after Julia's U.S. title. But I think from last SmackDown, I don't know about you guys, but I think they're sowing the seeds for Julia and Stratton.
I mean, there's no one else there. There's Zelina Vega. Man, I'm kind of annoyed by the Zelina Vega and Aleister Black. I feel like they're just trying to copy what Karrion Kross and Scarlett were.
A little bit, but Turk, you have kind of a take on this because you kind of like this turn, right?
I do. Yeah, I do. Matt, you're not wrong. It is kind of like Karrion Kross and Scarlett. A little bit different, but the same as well. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens as it goes further, because obviously this is just kind of the first iteration, but like we'll see how far they go with this shtick. I kind of like the idea of her like being kind of like, with snakes and stuff, and it seems pretty interesting. I don't know. I like Aleister Black, and I didn't really see Zelina Vega as this. I don't know. I just didn't see her as a champion of any sort, because I just don't see her able to push this belt out there. So I think it was smart for her not to have it, in my opinion.
The person's going to benefit maybe from this kind of pairing might be Zelina Vega, because she just wasn't really working as like a face or someone the fans can get behind. She's not really relatable if you kind of look at her from aesthetic and just even how she kind of maneuvers as a wrestler. So, and also her being more so kind of like the eye candy, I think that's kind of the right move. Matt, to go back to what you're saying, I agree with you that this is kind of like a ripoff of Karrion Kross and Scarlett. But my theory on this is that, as sad as it is that I could see them being more over as a company with Aleister Black and Selena than they would be Karrion Kross. Like, in their weird mind and how they do things, I could see them wanting to put more into them versus Karrion Kross, where Karrion Kross and Scarlett is actually money could be printed with those two.
Yeah, she's way sexier, way better eye candy.
Yeah.
Karrion Kross is better at promos.
He is. Yeah, he is.
The difference between him and Karrion Kross is that Karrion Kross looks like he could be a leader, like a cult leader, where Aleister Black is a guy that is working for the cult leader. That's the problem I have with Aleister Black, is that he's not a leader. He's a minion. He's a foot soldier in the cult. That's how I see Aleister Black. So to see him as this dark guy talking and all that, I kind of have a hard time really buying it. I don't hate it. I don't mind his ring work, like the moves he does. Like, I find he brings something different. I'm not saying it's really great and it's groundbreaking, but like when he has that kick and some of the martial arts and how he applies it, I do find that he's pretty good in the ring.
Yeah, he is a bit better than Karrion, but they're both very different wrestlers. But if I had to pick one for who's a little bit more talented and getting the moves to be believable, it would be Aleister Black.
Well, Karrion plays the character better, but maybe this is a story way of getting Karrion and Scarlett back. Maybe
you're right. Like,
he
is a better character,
or make them face each other to the real duo of the dark arts.
Yeah. Well, here's another curveball. Because he's kind of floundering and he hasn't really not much direction. Damian Priest, I would think that Damian Priest starting up his own kind of ministry of darkness with Aleister Black and Selena Vega would make sense. And actually bringing in Lolo Vice would be kind of an addition where it's like a foursome and they're kind of dark. They're all kind of have that. Because if you look at it, you look at Aleister Black and you look at Damian Priest, to me, I'm like looking like, why are these guys feuding? They look like they could be in a team together.
True.
Could be the ministry of bisexuals.
Yeah.
2025, we need more progressive storylines here.
To be honest with you, I'd like to see the bisexual between Lola Vice and Selena Vega, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Let's do Attitude Era. It's got to be Damian and Aleister. They take the kiss and make up to a whole new level.
Where you build up Aleister Black and Selena Vega, and then actually Karrion Kross and Scarlett come back and say, it's a storyline built in there, to be honest with you, because they could say that they tried to replace you guys with us, but you guys are not as funky and crazy with us. And then Aleister Black and Karrion Kross have a kissing match, first person.
If that's what you want to see, you can see that.
You're the one who was talking about the bisexual. I'm just taking away. Yeah, right.
Damian and Aleister, you're adding another man into it.
No, what?
So let's get roll progressive here. You're taking it all the way up to 11 here.
I guess people are not ready for that yet, right? Baby steps.
Another 20 years.
Julia, I think she's the only one. Why not? Just put it on her, see what happens. And she can have the U.S. title. She's not even defending it, so it's just a prop. So let's have her beat Tiffany and just try to build Julia. Because her and Stephanie Vicure, their careers echo one another anyways. So why not? Just put it on her, see what happens. Because Tiffany needs a break. She's really regressed. Every time I'm watching her wrestle, there's some type of slop happening, some type of mistiming. I don't know. She just doesn't seem confident out there. I don't know what's going on.
Do you have her lose 2 matches in a row because she just lost Crown Jewel?
I would have her lose the title. That would be like a story for her because she's never been in that situation where she lost 2 big matches. So now she has to rebuild. Because Gunther kind of did that a little bit. He lost to Cody and all of a sudden he lost his confidence, so you could but this time you can make it real where Tiffany. And the thing is, they can use it where she talks about how I've lost an edge, and she could use the WrestleMania Charlotte thing. This could turn into a good storyline for Tiffany. You know what I mean? So they could go all the way back to her win over Charlotte, her win over Trish, and she can say that I thought those wins and my dominant win over Jade Cargill would have really solidified me, but actually it left me hollow. And then facing Stephanie McIntyre, it didn't help, and then losing to Julia. I think that's actually would really benefit her. I think they need to do it.
I don't know if you have Tiffany lose 2 in a row. Give her a win before she drops it.
Well, yeah, she's going to beat Kalani James.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's happening. Yeah, I guess you're right. If she gets a win over Kalani, then Julia wins. That way it kind of gives her one more win before the end of the year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Julia attacks her after she beats her, attacks her. You set up a match Saturday night's main event or Survivor Series, and Julia beats her.
Well, what if Kalani wins?
Kalani ain't gonna win. She's at that point where she's gonna lose a bit.
Gymnastics first gymnastics.
Oh boy.
This is an important match for Kalani. Not Kalani. Kalani. Losing will benefit her is how she performs. So yeah, this will be a good test for Kalani, but she's gonna lose.
We should have a ticker box there for all the slop that happens.
We should coin it. Yeah, we should coin it the scissors match.
Yeah. Like how many times that Tiffany, there's some type of like shenanigans, slop, or mistake. You know, like, I mean, if you have Nia Jackson there, it goes tenfold, and then you throw in that one referee. Wow, you're shooting for the stars.
And Jade Cargill.
Yeah, she's another person. I don't know what you do with her.
Yeah,
she's kind of in limbo there. Or you have Jade Cargill beat Julia for the United States champion, and she does the open challenge. I don't know, but Jade Cargill, I don't know, bell to bell, she can go. She's not Bianca.
I think we got to put the U.S. title back on to Chelsea. She's the only one that did anything with it or make it any starting fighting.
She is the one that made that special or that belt special. Like she kicked ass with that.
Promo for it, even if she didn't have a match, just showing her with it and her backstage segments. I mean, Julia's segments with it kind of suck.
To be honest with you, if it's not Julia, why not just have Chelsea at some point beat Tiffany? Because people want to cheer for Chelsea. People want to see her win the title. Just put it on her and see what happens. Like, really, what's it going to do? What are they going to lose with that? They're not gaining anything with Tiffany right now.
Well, okay, so since I've been out of the game for many, many years, but since coming back, I think that WWE sees her as the clown, the entertainment of the show, the comedic break that you get. Would they ever put a championship belt on someone like that? Or do they always try and treat the championship belts very seriously and they want them on serious competitors?
It's very subjective in that because, yes, the most part you'd like to have serious people, but they have taken people in the past that I want to say that they're typically a joke, but they had a losing spree where they weren't, and then all of a sudden they put the title on them and then they built them. So it is possible because Chelsea has a fan base. People, look at Money in the Bank or when she won the United States champion. Chelsea, she was in NXT doing matches there, and she's playing the heel, and the crowd is cheering for her. So I think Chelsea, they would be ready to see a more serious, committed Chelsea, right? So I think they could do it with her. I think she has the range. I mean, she'd have to drop the screw up comedy folder.
Yeah, she would. But then that's who she is, though. Like, but I guess people do go through changes and character changes. It would just be sad because I think she's so good at it.
Yeah, like you have to give one away because like she plays the role as the person that always loses, and she's the comedic act. She would have to kind of, if they were going to elevate her, or they do it where it's kind of like a fluke win, where they treat it where she wins the title, but it's not like, it's like she's a placeholder. You could have her as a placeholder. Like they do that. Like, so they sometimes just pick people because sometimes the business, someone gets hurt. Because like, for example, in 96 when Shawn Michaels was the champion there, Warrior was brought in, but Warrior had kind of a contract dispute. They were gearing up the Warrior to win the title or put him on a title run, but that fell apart. They brought back in Sid Justice, and they put him in Warrior's place, and Sid ended up beating Shawn Michaels for the title at Survivor Series of 96. He gained that type of popularity. Just before that, he was taking loss after loss as a villain, right? But then they brought him back, and then he was on a winning spree, and it took him all the way to the title. But the difference between Sid Justice and Chelsea Green is that Sid Justice wasn't comedic act. He's this big 6'10" monster. So it's still believable. But my point is that just before that, he was kind of jobbing out to all the main guys, putting them over. And then he left, but then they brought him in because of the Warrior, and they put the title on him. And he was kind of a placeholder. You know, he had a couple reigns, but he basically dropped to Shawn Michaels. Then he won it, and then he dropped it to Undertaker at WrestleMania 13. So Chelsea could do something like that where it will take the title off Tiffany. And then they can kind of give her a little bit of a break. Let Chelsea have a couple weeks of it, talking how great she is, and then she loses it to someone. Jade Cargill or Bianca comes back and smashes her.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I don't know how much time she needs for a fucking broken finger.
They can't be broken anymore. Like there's no way. She must be taking some other time off for some other thing.
Maybe she didn't give him time to rest. She was finger banging with the broken fingers and broke them.
Yeah, because she's been off all the way since WrestleMania. And so I don't know what's going on with Bianca. I've heard rumors that she's going to partner with her husband, Montez, because he needs something. I don't know, because the Street Profits, they're at a dead end for their run. So I don't know what you do next with them. I don't really care because I don't really think the tag team division is really that exciting anyways.
No, it's not.
No, they could scrap one of those belts.
Because I thought the point of bringing the U.S. and the Intercontinental was for them to kind of these are the titles that are going to be more so defended on TV week in and week out. So far, the men's U.S. title has been defended the most, and the rest, and it's been tag team, but the rest of the titles, okay, Becky had a couple Intercontinental with Maxine Dupree, the one match wasn't, but then this last match was, I believe.
But Dirty Doll's been defending pretty steady.
Where is that with Julia? Where is that with Becky? These titles, that's the point of them. And these titles are not always on the PLEs. So they should be defended week in and week out, these lower card titles.
Was Stephanie's match for the belt, or was that just a match with Roxanne?
It wasn't, because the premise was if she beats Stephanie, they were saying on the commentary, if she beats Stephanie, that'll put her in a position to challenge for the championship. So at least they're doing that, but it wasn't for the title.
That's not bad, though. That's not bad.
That's kind of a stupid premise, though. Yeah, if you beat the champ, you get a chance to beat the champ again.
PLE, though.
That's why, if they eliminate SmackDown and have them all on one show, you can do ranking systems a little bit better where, you don't have to always have the big, long feud. Because, we talked about this in one of our last shows where, CM Punk and Seth Rollins really for 2 years have been feuding one way or another. CM Punk really, he's had some matches with people here or there, but on a TV perspective, most of it's been Drew. Then it's been mostly Seth Rollins. Every now and again, he had some matches with some guys here or there, but he's really been limited to 2, maybe 3 people in a 2-year span.
Roy Knight and Jey Uso, they've been having those triple threat matches pretty steady.
But I'm talking about a long program.
Oh, the long game.
I would argue before Seth got hurt, that was still connected to Seth Rollins. That still was leading CM Punk back to Seth. But yeah, you're right. Week here, he'd have these 3-way matches and all that. But you really notice, if you can add more to the roster, you have more of a chance of doing ranking systems, titles. You can have some big feuds, but you can have a lot of Stephanie Vaquer, this PLE. Nikki Bella, next one, someone else, next one, someone else. The next person is challenged for the title. Because I don't like they've always done in wrestling. Someone comes back out of nowhere. It's like, for example, Turk, your favorite, Chris Jericho. He comes back after all these years, and then he gets in a feud with Cody Rhodes. It doesn't make sense.
Imagine if he comes back, he'll be a Rumble entrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to kind of gauge reaction off that. Of course, he'll get a
Yeah, that's where they get the pops, right? Yeah.
But they have done that in the past where a guy will come back and then right away he challenges for the title. Like I've seen that through all the years. Guys will be gone and they come back and they're right away the number one contender. And it's like, well, who have you beat?
Well, back to the women of SmackDown. How about you have the Kabuki Warriors beat Alexa and Charlotte at main event? The Kabukis would be champion, and that causes Charlotte and Alexa to feud.
Yep.
And then they could go for a belt in the singles. Like Charlotte could go back to the Tiffany, and Alexa could go after Julia's belt.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of teased it, didn't they, on Raw with the Kabuki?
Yeah, they had a promo where they want to have some gold. That'll be a tag team. I'm going to say probably Saturday night main event, Kabuki versus Charlotte and Alexa.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep.
Kyrie, I mean, she's just really nice to look at and all that. And she's got the best She got the best elbows since Macho Man Randy Savage. But you're right. I like that setup. That would make sense. I hope that happens. Because I think Charlotte and Alexa have had the titles long enough. I think it's probably, you could have them drop it, because you could always, like you said, throw Charlotte into the mix for the world title hunt. You could throw the US. That would be good for Julia, just to have some matches with Alexa, because Alexa Bliss brings in eyes. People cheer for her, right? People are down with her. That would only be good for Julia.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, or you have Julia beat Tiffany, but then there's that wide open belt there for either Charlotte or Alexa to grab, or they could feud for it.
Because Julia, when she won the U.S. title, she kind of basically said it's just a little prop to her, a stepping stone. So really, the U.S. title doesn't really mean much to Julia. So her winning the title, being the U.S. champion, doesn't matter. She'll just vacate it. Like, I mean, they vacated all the time. Seth vacated. Naomi had to get pregnant and vacated. So, yeah. Julia wins the title from Steph and just drops the U.S. title. I'm done with it.
Shout out to Big Jim. Big Jim, don't miss. Raz and I were discussing the possibility of Dominic Mysterio leading a faction of luchadors, including the El Grande faction. What do you think are the possible chances of that happening? Because they've been, conspiring together every so often.
I don't know. I like the path that Dirty Dom is on right now. I mean, I don't know changing anything up. I think throwing in
the tease is coming for him to leave.
Leave the Judgment.
The Judgment Day.
Him being Lone Wolf for a while might be fun.
Because he's been winning his matches without the Judgment Day. So he's building an independent streak where he's finding other means to defeat his foes. So that's kind of a new wrinkle in it. And I haven't seen El Grande Americano, outside of them kind of working in the Battle Royal, has not really come out to any Dom matches where we haven't seen them have any segments together.
And the Los Americanos kind of diminished Grande.
I agree. I feel like they've kind of put them on ice as far as the main shows. I don't know why, but yeah, because they had them come out their debut match and they had the little promo segment and then they lost right away. So that kind of really almost nipped them in the butt.
Didn't Don load his mask last time at the last PLE to win the match? Remember what match was that? What PLE was that where he put on the mask and he loaded it with the...
Wasn't that a AAA?
I can't remember what match that was now.
Well, AJ at Crown Jewel just had a match with John Cena, but AJ and Dom was at SummerSlam?
Yeah, that might have been SummerSlam.
Kind of correlating together. I'm having a hard time remembering everything. I've watched so much content.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that he's gone to that well before, maybe once or twice, maybe including a SmackDown here or there, where he's gone to the luchador mask and used that to cheat to win. So all I'm saying is that it's straight out of a book of El Grande. So
I don't know. I think you kind of discontinue with Dom how he is. I don't think you pull the trigger yet with the Judgment Day, because I think it's working how it is with the slow burn, in my opinion. So I kind of continue as on build Dom. They might get to the point where people are just going to cheer him so much that they have no choice but to kind of turn him.
Wow.
Yeah, once the
I think the
backstab
time is
happens,
almost now.
I think when the backstab happens, though, it's going to be Finn versus Dom.
Yeah, probably.
I do like the pairing with Dom and El Grande. Like, I think El Grande and Dom, El Grande has these minions that are like, they take the blows for him or whatever. Like the guys, the Tyler Bates and Pete Dunne, they don't have a lot of range to them. So I don't think they're able to do what Ludwig Kaiser or Chad Gable did with the El Grande. So I don't know. Maybe that's why they lost and they kind of haven't even been featured, because maybe they're just not really big on them when they see it kind of play out. I don't know. Because I didn't think they did anything in the ring that was really that exciting, to be honest with you.
Maybe they're taking some backstage tips at AAA to learn more Mexican-style wrestling.
Yeah, speaking of El Grande Americano, what do you guys think when actually Chad Gable does come back? What do? Do they do a mask versus mask? Do they feud for it? Or do they kind of play the old, both play the character, but acting like they don't know? So they take turns playing him, and so they work together or else they feud. What do you guys think? Because I think there's lots of fun stuff that can come out of there. And of course, Omos wearing the mask and coming out and being him would be a nice touch.
Yeah, I think if they play that way, that sounds more entertaining.
Yeah.
Because, Americano Grande match, but you don't know which one's coming out.
And then you could do kind of like team-ups where El Grande and Ludwig take on it, like, Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. They can have fun with that. And then the next time it's Chad Gable and El Grande. So they could play it off and stuff. So I think that'd be hilarious. There's so many ways they can go with this.
Yeah, I think they could also they could do a female match, a women's match, and have someone come out and they'd be like, "Oh, you're facing El Grande," and they'd be freaking out, going, "How am I supposed to face El Grande?" And out comes Chelsea Green in an El Grande mask, like just to make it more fun.
She would come out speaking French.
Yeah.
I like the theme that no Americans are actually now going to play El Grande. It's always like it's going to be, you have a German, then you have British people, then you have, Nigerian or something. Like I kind of like even a Canadian, Chelsea and Fresh. I like to see that. Everyone's playing El Grande except an American.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Because, Tyler Bates and the other Pete Dunne, they're English, aren't they? Or Welsh or something like that.
And the people like commenting on our channel there kind of point that out there. There's so much they could do with the El Grande, but I agree with you, Matt. They're kind of cooling it a little bit. And I don't know why, because I don't know if they don't want the El Grande to push past what Dominic is doing or what. But why not even put the AAA title on the El Grande?
Or another way to get some celebrities in there, because I know you love that, is have the different Americanos from all over the world, and they fight Pitbull to become Mr. Worldwide.
So I like it.
I'd be down with that. Could actually bring back Bad Bunny, because he did a match with Damian Priest. He's pretty good in the ring.
Not Mr. Worldwide, though. Gotta be Mr. Worldwide.
True.
It's gotta get those celebrity endorsements.
Well, they're at a good jelly bean in it, too.
Jelly roll.
Or whatever.
Mixing up jelly roll and butterbean.
Tomato with this too. The thing is Jelly Roll is going to be jelly bean pretty quick here. He's getting skinny by the day.
He is. Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight.
You don't know the difference between Post Malone and Jelly Roll anymore.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen Post Malone? The guy looks like a freaking cowboy from like the 70s. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's gaining weight and Jelly Roll's losing it, so they're about the same size now.
Yeah. Instead of face off, it's called body off. They're just switching bodies. No, that's stupid. At the very least, they're entertaining. I know, actually, I was quite impressed with Jelly Roll's performance. That was great. I'd like to see him in the ring again. But I think Post Malone had mentioned that he's jealous, right? So I think he wants a piece of that ring as well.
Yeah, and looks like maybe Nate Diaz. He was in the crowd. Did you see him with his daughter? They did announce him, but it was funny. His little girl just looks just like him. Yeah, she's definitely his kid. Making the frown and the Stockton most muscular. Well, what Dirty Dom does. I love when Dirty Dom does the most muscular pose. Oh,
yeah.
Like, you know, the
Sure.
the double bicep pose. I love that. And he doesn't even do it right. And every time he stops to do it, it cracks me up. I love it. He's such a piece of shit.
Great.
Still see Roxanne, still like, oh, hey, Dom. Like, there's some good stuff they're doing. Some subtle kind of sowing the seeds and stuff.
Yeah, I think the Judgment Day is going to implode when Liv gets back.
Yeah, I don't think they can before that because that's a good storyline right there.
That is, yeah.
Mhm.
And maybe that is when you let Dom go, you know, so Liv feuds with Roxanne, and then you've got Raquel in the middle because now she's become friends with Roxanne, and then you got Dom with Irish Boy there feuding. So yeah, that whole thing could implode.
And then somehow Dom ends up with Maxine.
I kind of want Dawn to end up with Stephanie Vicaire, but that's just me.
She's too old for him.
Was he Leo DiCaprio?
Well, it would be the opposite.
I think it would be better with Maxine. She can speak English better.
I also like the broken English because that's where Dom can interpret for her. He can be her interpreter.
And
So he-
interprets it every really dirty. She says something and he goes, "Yeah, I'll just get some tendies."
Imagine this. She does the devil's kiss on Dom. It's going to happen at some point. It needs to happen.
It'd be funny if she did that. Then when he turned around, his mustache was gone.
It'd be like the case of what happened to it. So yeah, it's like a big mystery. So Dom now spends the next few weeks trying to track down his mustache. So he comes out while she's wrestling. He's trying to like frisk her because he's trying to find where the bush went.
Yeah, you have Stephanie still wear that same outfit, but you just have the bush hanging out the sides. Then you remove the dirty devil's kiss.
I'm picturing it, the dirty's devil's kiss. That's actually has a good ring to it.
She does that on. They end up with the mustache.
Yeah, and so you have different wrestlers all have mustaches after she applies it to them. Like even the women, they got Dom's mustache, so he never can find it.
And you have Dom try grow a beard, but shave off the mustache part. So that's the only thing missing from him.
Got the beard, but the mustache, yeah. And then you have El Grande has a mustache glued to his thing too. The dirty El Grande. Actually, if he wears the mask and becomes like, you know what you were saying, Turk, the AAA El Grande, he could be dirty El Grande.
Yeah, you could. You know, one thing they got to be careful with in the AAA is, and I haven't been checking in lately, but I'm hoping they're showcasing that belt because Dom has it. If he's not, you know, wrestling with it down there, you know, I'm sure they would get a little pissed off that their belt is not being, you know, played for.
Well, how often do they put on events for AAA?
I mean, like I said, I haven't been checking in as much as I did earlier, so I don't know.
I know they have a YouTube channel. They're putting on live events, but like yourself, I haven't been following it.
Yeah, I did check out one match about a week ago, another mystery Guana match with Lola.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I always like those matches. They're fun, you know, because, you know, he gets his green face in there all the time. Lucky guy.
Ooh, yeah.
I feel like you stock. I mean, I haven't even thought about Mystery Iguana in months.
Yeah.
They were hyping Buff for a bit.
They were hyping him up, yeah.
Like,
Got a good pop, but...
Like, Ken derailed it when he pulled out his puppet.
Yeah. No, that was great. I love it. Actually, I think it's great for the kids. I think the kids probably love that stuff. No, he's limited for sure.
Could have his iguana mouth the words and someone backstage on a microphone talking English. Get like a British accent. I think Mr. Iguana probably shows up at the Rumble, though.
You definitely got to have him in there. Probably be like a big, like a Chris Jericho. There's rumors Edge, but I don't think he'll be here. I don't know if his contract expires with AEW for him to have the last match with John Cena. I don't know who John Cena's. Rumors is Dominic.
I heard Gunther.
Again, there's no build for that.
Well, there was no build for AJ. They were doing it. It was just two old guys fighting again.
AJ Lee?
No, AJ Styles. Yeah. There's no build for that. There's just two old guys reminiscing.
Yeah, Edge isn't going back for a while. His contract good until October 2026.
And I don't care for Edge enough to see him being John Cena's last match. No. He is one of his biggest opponents.
See, I like to see Cena fight Dirty Dom at War Games, and then Cena win the Intercontinental from there. Or maybe win it a couple weeks before War Games, then lose it at War Games.
Or he wins it at War Games and loses it at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, you could.
Well, the question is, does John Cena, do you think he goes over in his final match, or does he put someone over?
Oh, he put someone over.
Why not put over Braun Breaker?
They could.
Like, if you want to put someone over, because like we were talking about the Gunther, I don't think really Gunther, the only thing I guess you could do with Gunther is I retire old guys out of their prime. And he can say he's the new legend killer, because Randy Orton used to do that. I don't think it really benefits Gunther beating John Cena.
No, it'll like a younger guy to do it. Braun Breaker would be good. Really help him give him that title push.
But the question is, are they going to do it to put someone over, or are they going to do it for nostalgia and just have a fun match for John Cena? Like, to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to matter if it's someone young and up and coming or it's one of his old-time rivals. I guess it's going to, I don't know, it depends on what John Cena wants to do.
Maybe The Rock comes back.
He's too skinny now. He's a man.
Stone Cold.
There's rumors with Saudi Arabia deal that Stone Cold they're trying to but Stone Cold's 60, man. Like he's in his 60s.
Damn.
Saudis, you could put any bald guy with a goatee there. Call him Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's Stone Steve Austin Cold.
Finley and Hornswoggle.
Yeah, so Stone Cold he's going to be 61 in December. This December.
Yeah, that's pretty old.
I don't want to see a 6-year-old Stone Cold in the ring.
They could bring in Microman.
Fuck yeah, Microman for John Cena's last.
He fights all the midgets, Microman, Hornswoggle.
I watched a Microman match not long ago. Yeah, it was good. It was good. On that note, thanks for listening. Yeah, just stop by anytime.
Till the next episode, you've been listening to OTR. Fuck, whatever.
Yeah, they can listen to us on the podcast.
That's true. Good point. God damn it. It's totally off the rails.
We're always off the rails.
Jesus Christ.